dictator declares war and commits genocide half a world away.
当伤亡发生在乌克兰时，拜登大骂俄罗斯实施种族灭绝。
Mr. President, what made you use the word genocide today?
Yes, I call this genocide because it becomes clearer and clearer that Putin is just trying to wipe out the idea of Ukraine.
当伤亡发生在巴勒斯坦时，拜登的反应却是：这数字靠谱吗？
I'm sure innocents have been killed, and it's the price of waging a war. But I have no confidence in the number that the Palestinians are using. What I have indicated to him is that if that's possible to get these folks out safely, that's what he should do. It's their decision. But I did not demand it.
彼时的愤怒和此时的淡定形成了鲜明的对比。拜登的意思是，反正我和内塔尼亚胡讲过了，他做不做我也没办法。而且加沙到底死了多少人我也不清楚，我还怀疑巴勒斯坦谎报呢。当水电燃料供应出现困难的时候，美国很愤怒，美国很担心，生怕乌克兰人民挨饿受冻。
Heat, water, electricity, for children, for the elderly, for the sick. These are President Putin's new targets. He's hitting them hard. This brutalization of Ukraine's people is barbaric. Our collective resolve to support Ukraine is and will continue to be ironclad. Now, throughout the winter, and for as long as it takes.
担心乌克兰人民没有问题，但相似的境遇下，不同的人有着不同的命运。同样是物资匮乏，巴勒斯坦的老百姓就得自己想办法了。
Hamas has its own stockpile of fuel. If it cared a whit about the people of Gaza, it would make sure itself that it used that fuel to have the hospitals be able to operate, have the incubators stay turned on, etc. But of course it doesn't.
同样是医院被炸，双方互相指责。当马里乌波尔的医院被炸时，美国立刻跳出来指认凶手，并且誓言要让普京付出代价。
Putin is inflicting appalling devastation and horror on Ukraine, bombing apartment buildings, maternity wards, hospitals. The world is united in our support for Ukraine and our determination to make Putin pay a very heavy price.
当加沙的医院被炸时，美国却糊涂了，不知道是谁干的。
Our Defense Department says it's highly unlikely that it was Israelis, but if a different footprint, and they've intercepted some anyway. And so that's why, if you notice, I didn't say it first. And I wanted to make sure that I knew. And look, and I'm not suggesting that Hamas deliberately did it either.
我觉得如果不是美国双标的话，那就是美国的情报能力有待提高。这发挥也太不稳定了，有的时候吧，证据特别的确凿，有的时候吧，又跟瞎了聋了一样，一笔糊涂账。平民死伤，缺水少电，看到乌克兰人民的日子不好过，美国的法律意识立马爆棚了。
Oh, I think he is a war criminal.
Yesterday, President Biden said that, in his opinion, war crimes have been committed in Ukraine. Personally, I agree. Intentionally targeting civilians is a war crime.
在俄乌冲突中，美国很快做出了谁有罪的判断，但是面对巴以，美国似乎又不考虑法律问题了。
What is the U.S. assessment so far in terms of whether Israel is following the rules of war?
It's not an assessment that we are making now. No.
Russia in actually committing war crimes where you made a legal determination. In this case, you're not even willing to say that that's something that's being taught?
Not an assessment that we have made, and as the Secretary has said, there will be time to make those judgments.
法律面前真的人人平等吗？还是说在法律面前，美国对某些人更平等呢？不过在所有的发言当中，最让我折服的还是美国国防部发言人科比。我们来看一段英国政治评论员迈克尔·沃克所做的对比。
Being honest about the fact that there have been civilian casualties and that there likely will be more is being honest, because that's what war is. It's brutal, it's ugly, it's messy.
That was National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby, basically telling journalists to grow up. War is dirty, war is messy, good people die, but that's life. What do you want me to do about it, right? This is war, people die. Now compare that to how Kirby talked about civilian deaths in Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
It's hard to look at what he's doing in Ukraine, what his forces are doing in Ukraine, and think that any ethical, moral individual could justify that. It's difficult to look at the It's difficult to look at some of the images.
罔顾事实、颠倒是非、玩弄双重标准，这是美国一贯的行事作风。只不过这一次正在进行的2场冲突，让美国的双标做派表现得尤为强烈和直接。美国谴责哈马斯袭击平民，但是对加沙地区的人道主义灾难视而不见。美国强调以色列的自卫权，却闭口不谈以色列的报复行动是否适度。美国给以色列提供大量的军事支持，同时拒绝正视巴勒斯坦遭遇的长期不公。美国政府的极致双标让人尴尬，以至于在美国内部也出现了大量的反对之声。在美国眼里，为什么巴勒斯坦人不能享有平等的人权？为什么以军可以进行无差别的轰炸？同样是冲突，为什么评判的标准截然不同？这些问题，美国今天不愿意回答，明天也将无法回答。我只是好奇，这场戏美国还打算演多久？